wonderful beings, welcome to your practice. So this practice is another practice in the series of play with arm balances, and today we are going to play with the arm balance Bhujasana. So we will be opening and releasing through the inner thighs and the backs of the thighs. That's going to be really helpful for play with Bhujasana, and also strengthening and bringing engagement, awareness, awakeness to the front of our core, anterior abdominals and hip flexors a little bit too. So you won't need anything, but if you do have props, or rather blocks, then have them nearby. It might just make it a little easier for you when we go to float into Bhujasana, the arm balance, later on. Let's get started, and we'll start on all fours, hands and knees. So just take your time to settle in, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and shins straight back and behind the knees. And let's just take a lovely little cow pose. Lift the tail, drape the belly towards the mat, draw the chest forward, inhaling here today. And then as you exhale, press the mat away with the hands, round through the spine to cat pose, and exhale all the air out and lift the lower belly up towards the spine. And let's go again. Inhale, little back bend, cow pose. And as you're ready, exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. And using the little lift of the lower belly up into the body to press all the air out. Let's do one more. Inhale. Sweet little cow pose. Sweet little back bend. And then exhale. Press the hands down into the mat, round the spine. All the air out. Lift the belly towards the spine. And next inhale. Let's just come to neutral spine. And on the exhale, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips, downward facing dog. And you might just take a moment to get settled here. Bicycle through the legs, pedal out the feet. Still arriving in the practice, beautiful ones. But for today, really focus on the hands too. So press the mat away and spread the fingers. And as you spread the fingers gently, feel the fingertips, the pads of the fingers gently gripping or squeezing the mat, like you really want to sense the texture of the mat with the pads of your fingertips. And on your next exhale, let's go ahead and come into lizard lunge. Right foot forward outside the right hand. We'll turn the right toes out a little bit today and lower the left knee onto the mat or a folded blanket. So this is just a lovely one to start to ease into the adductors, the inner thighs. So let's keep our left hand where it is today, right under the left shoulder, but we'll bring our right forearm to the inside of the right thigh and just gently press the right thigh away towards the right as you draw your chest forward. And we'll take a breath here. And on your next exhalation, let's release. Both hands on the mat under the shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and we'll step to plank pose today. So step back, find plank. Knees can be lowered if you just need a more supported variation of plank today. And whether the knees are lowered or lifted, really feel again, hands pressing the mat away, shoulder blades spreading on the upper back. And see if you can also feel a broadness, a width across the collarbones in the upper chest here. One more inhale. And on the exhale, let's lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Press the mat away with the hands. Grip the mat with the fingers. Give the mat a little bit of a squeeze with the fingers. And on your next exhale, let's come into second side. Left foot forward and wide, and right knee on the mat. Let's keep our right hand where it is and bring the left forearm to the inside of the left thigh. Just gently, right? Just a light touch. Always a light touch, really, isn't it? Gently guide the left knee to the left as you offer the chest forward. Easy breath. And then we'll let that go and step to plank pose again. So as you're ready, step back and just feeling again. Pressing the mat away. Shoulder blades sliding apart away from one another. Shoulders still drawing down the back away from the ears. One more in-breath. And then we'll exhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Wonderful. Take a moment here. Take a breath. And know that you can always come down to child's pose if you need to at any point in the practice today. Make sure that whatever you're doing is nourishing and feels wholesome, and whenever you need to rest, know that you can. Okay, on your next in-breath, we'll raise our right leg behind us, three-legged dog. And on the exhale, we'll rock forward, one-legged plank. Right leg just hovering up off the mat, back of the pelvis, pretty level. And now let's draw our right knee as close as we can to the upper outer right arm. Can you keep pressing the mat away, doming the upper back? And then when you're ready, lift the hips, lift the right leg up and back, and this time we'll take the nice little twist. Roll the right hip up over the left hip. And if it's comfortable for you, bend the knee, let the foot fall back. One more in-breath. And on the out-breath, we'll go ahead and step our right foot forward between the hands and come into a lovely runner's lunge. So this might be where you have hands on blocks if the floor feels a little bit further away today, then you might do that. Let's take an inhale, draw the chest forward. And on the exhale, start to straighten into the front leg any amount and bow over the front leg. Just so we can start to get into opening up through the back seam of the leg and the hip here. And we'll repeat this a few times, just pulsing through the front leg. Bending and re-straightening. And the next time the front leg is towards straight, let's just stay there, next breath. And then we'll rebend the front knee and we'll come into a warrior one today. So pivot the back heel in and down onto the mat. Back foot's turned out just a little bit. And let's come on up. Pelvis and torso facing forward, but we don't need to force that. And reach the arms. Just taking a moment to find the balance, front to back, anchoring through the back foot. Reaching through the arms. And then just because it feels lovely, let's interlace the hands behind us. Reach the knuckles back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades a little toward one another and open across the front of the chest. This is a nice counterbalance for what we'll be doing today, because today we'll be focused a lot on forward folding and rounding forward. So we can open across the front of the heart for a moment. And then let's exhale and lean forward with the knuckles behind you. And now stay leaning forward, but let the hands go. Let the hands come down to the mat. And what we'll do is we'll bring our right hand, our right arm inside the right leg and see how low you can go with your right shoulder. Like you want to tuck the right shoulder right underneath the right thigh. And you might be able to do that. You might just get part of the way, that's fine. And then we'll walk the right hand underneath the right thigh and out to the right. Right fingertips walking out to the right off the mat. And maybe left hand will hold front of right ankle. Take another in-breath here. And on the out breath, let's unwind, hands down and step back. Downward facing dog. Shall we go second side? Let's go second side. We're just doing this once each side today. So inhale, float the left leg up. And exhale, rock forward, one-legged plank. As you're ready, draw the left knee as close as you can to the outer upper left arm towards the left shoulder. Press the mat with the hands, dome the upper back, and then we'll press the hands into the mat, lift the hips, three-legged dog. Roll the left hip up over the right hip, bend the knee, let the heel fall. Another in-breath. And on the out breath, left foot steps forward between the hands here. Hands either side of the front foot or hands on blocks either side of the front foot. And then just give yourself a few moments to pulse through the front leg here. And the next time the front leg is towards straight, just stay a moment, take an extra breath. Breathing into the back of the left leg and the left hip. And then we'll rebend the left knee and let's anchor the right heel a little in and down onto the mat, and we'll come up into warrior one. Reach the arms. And the front heel and the back heel don't need to be in alignment with one another. You can have each foot in alignment with each hip, right? So feet hip width distance. And just returning to those qualities of steadiness, groundedness through the legs and the breath, and ease, wise effort, soft face, easy breath. And one more time, we'll interlace the hands behind us, reach the knuckles back and down, lift the chest a moment, and bow forward. Inside the left thigh. Sometimes this is called humble warrior. And we'll let the hands go, bring the hands down to the mat. Pause a moment, right? Return to the breath if you feel like you've lost it. And we'll bring our left arm on the inside of the left thigh. And you're just going to lean down and see how low you can get with that left shoulder. Okay, be kind to yourself, meet yourself where you are. And then start to walk the left fingertips underneath the left thigh out towards the left. And if you have the balance today, then you can bring right hand to front of right ankle. Just a breath here. And then as you're ready, both hands on the mat, unwind from that, right? Bring the left hand back out again and step back, downward dog. Take an in-breath, lift the heels, look forward to the mat between the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, hips back and down, and walk, step or hop to the top of the mat. Let's wiggle the feet a little wider, turn the toes out, bend the knees and sit the hips down into Malasana. Feel free to put a block underneath the sitting bones there if you like today. And we'll bring the elbows inside the inner thighs, inner knees, hands to prayer today. And let's press the elbows and the outer upper arms into the inner thighs. Just gently guiding the knees outward, just as you did in your lizard lunge. Just enjoy a couple of breaths here, 2 or 3 breath cycles. Great, when that's enough, bring the hands to the mat. We'll lift the hips, turn the toes forward and fold, Uttanasana. And let's take care of the wrist today. So we'll lift the feet, slide the hands all the way under. And for some of us, that's going to mean we really need to bend the knees to do that. In order to get the hands all the way under, the toes will tickle the wrists if you wiggle them, right? So you want the hands sliding right underneath as best you can. Those of you that have a little more mobility through the backs of the legs, you can start to straighten the legs, no problem. But you're really standing on the hands here. And notice the weight over the feet and see if you can put a little more weight into the balls of the feet. We'll have a tendency to keep the weight in the heels here. So if you can be brave, shift the weight a little further forward to the balls of the feet. And as you fold, you can bend the elbows out to the side and allow the head to drop. But some of us might have straight arms. We might have a little less range of motion here, and that's absolutely okay. It also depends on our proportions, right? You might have long arms and short legs, so then you might be able to fold a little more easily here. Another delicious breath. That's good enough for today, I think. Let's release the hands one at a time. A little bend in the knees, hands to the hips, and let's rise all the way up to stand. Okay, we're moving on today. So let us come feet hip width distance apart. You might keep the hands on the hips or hands in prayer. Bend the knees, hips back and down. Utkatasana. And we'll shift the weight over into the left foot. Pick up the right foot and cross the right thigh over the left thigh for Garudasana legs. You might double cross the foot behind the calf or not, okay? And then add the arms when you're ready. So right arm underneath left arm, bend the elbows, hold opposite shoulders or lift the forearms, intertwine the forearms, and maybe you even cross the hands. We won't be here for too long today. Just see if you can feel front of pelvis facing straight forward, elbows lifting up away from the chest, and you maybe sit a little lower for the last breath. And on your next inhale, let's fly. Release. Stand tall, lift the right leg up, right knee up, reach the arms up. Find your balance. Take an in-breath. And on the out-breath, we'll extend the right foot forward today. See if you can keep reaching tall. That's it. One more in-breath. And on the exhale, let's slowly release. Draw the palms together and down to heart center. Second side, bend the knees, hips, back and down. And as you're ready, let's pour the weight into the right foot. Pick up left. Cross, maybe double cross foot behind the calf. This might be enough for you. Keep hands in prayer if you like today and sit a little lower. Or left arm under right arm, intertwine the forearms, fingertips towards ceiling, forearms away from the face, and sit down. So we're opening through the back of the shoulders again, the upper back here, which will be helpful for us in a moment. So breathing into the back of the heart, the space between the shoulder blades. Last breath. And on your next inhale, unwind, rise up, lift the left knee, reach the arms up. And on the exhale, kick the sole of the left foot forward. See how, if you can keep that leg lifted just as best as you can. One more in-breath. And then exhale to slowly lower, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Wonderful. Turn to the top of the mat if you aren't already. And inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step to down dog, or if you like to take vinyasa and step to plank, lower chaturanga dandasana and take a cobra or an upward dog, you can. And we'll meet in downward dog. And then from our downward facing dog, let's lower the knees, slip the feet to one side, and we'll come and sit down and we'll play with Bhujapidasana. So take your blocks a little closer to you if they were off the mat somewhere, and we'll come and sit with the legs stretched out in front of us. Dandasana. Okay. So let us start with the right leg. We'll bend the right knee. And let's pick up the right foot, take a hold of it with the left hand. And imagine you're putting on a backpack. You're just going to throw that right leg over the right arm. And you'll want to try and get the right leg as high up the right arm as possible. And then really clamp down. Squeeze the calf and the thigh towards one another. Squeeze the arm between the calf and the thigh here. Now if your leg is above your elbow, like mine is, then you'll be able to continue on with me and play with the arm balance. But if it's not, then we need to work a little bit more with mobility. So you might come back to Malasana at the top of the mat. You might come back to the lizard lunge that we already did earlier in the practice. Or you might come and lay down and take a half happy baby pose here and full happy baby, and then Baddha Konasana. And then we'll join and finish the practice together in a couple of minutes, okay? So I haven't forgotten about you. Enjoy the mobilizing practice instead. And then for those of us that are here with the right leg up over the right arm and squeezing the leg into the arm, this is now the next step where you put your hands on the mat. So if you'd like it a little easier and you have blocks, then place the blocks on the mat either side of your left thigh, about halfway down the thigh, okay? And then we'll come and meet again. So as you place the hands on the mat or the blocks, you want the hands in front of your hips. If the hands are all the way back here where the hips are, it's going to be a lot more difficult. So bring the hands in front of the hips. About halfway down your left thigh is about a good amount. Okay. From here, just take a moment, lean back, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you want to lean forward and press the hands down into the blocks or into the mat. Okay, now lift the chest a little. Inhale. We've got to get this left heel up off the mat. So as you exhale, you can bend the left knee a little, pick up the foot, and then maybe stretch the leg out straight. Bhujapidasana. One more in-breath. And on the out-breath, let's release. And we'll stretch our right leg away from us. I haven't practiced that one in a while. Okay, give the legs a little shake. Let's go second side. So you can choose to use blocks or without blocks. I'll do without blocks this time. So bend left knee, take a hold of the left foot with the right hand, and swing the left leg over the left arm. That's it. Squeeze. That's important. So you don't have to worry about the leg sliding down the arm. Squeeze here. Now remember at the beginning of the practice when we were playing with cat-cow and we really focused on, in cat pose, on the exhalation and drawing the belly back and up. That's what we're going to do here. So as you place the hands on the mat, not in line with the hips, but in front of the hips, take an in-breath. And then as you exhale, think about cat pose. Lean forward, round through the spine. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Press down, lift the hips. Keep drawing the belly back. Take an in-breath, chest forward. And then on the out-breath, pick up the right leg. Woohoo! One more in-breath. And then we'll exhale and release. So you're welcome to have a little play with that again. But if you are done with playing with Bhujasana, let's lean back on the forearms and waggle the feet a little side to side. Nicely done. I wanted to keep this practice just to 30 minutes today, so we're moving on. Alrighty. So we've done a lot of forward folding in the practice, forward flexion. So let us balance that now. We're going to just come up and roll over onto our belly. So take your time, come onto your belly. Elbows under the shoulders, Sphinx pose, forearms on the mat. And rather than allowing all of the movement of the back bend to be in the lower back today, just find a gentle lift of the navel and the lower belly towards the spine, and a subtle lengthening of the top rim of your buttock towards the heels. And then just focus on length. Long spine. So this will be, maybe it'll feel quite nice lengthening out through the front of the body after that intense little moment of pressing down and lifting up into Bhujasana. And then let's let that go and just slide the hands back in line with the center of the chest. Squeeze the elbows in toward one another. A little lift of the head and the chest, but nothing too intense. And as you're ready, inhale, raise the right leg up only. And exhale, lower. Inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, lower. And this time inhale, raise both legs, lift the chest and the head. Exhale, lower both legs and the forehead all the way to the mat. 3 more like that. Inhale, lifting legs, chest and head. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, rising. And exhale, lower. Keep the hands where they are. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, firm the legs. Lift the fronts of the knees, the kneecaps away from the mat. And as you exhale, press to plank. Take an in-breath in plank. And exhale to our last downward facing dog. Let's lower the knees to the mat. Slip the feet to one side, come back to Dandasana, legs out straight in front of you. And we'll bend our right knee, step the right foot across the left leg, and let's wrap the arms around the right knee, lift the chest and gently turn to the right. Keep the left arm hugging the right knee in and reach the right fingertips back to the floor behind you and just settling into the twist. Another couple of breaths. And we'll unwind and release. Stretch the right leg out and second side, bend the left knee. Step the left foot across. Left foot can be a little further away or up outside the right thigh. Wrap the arms around the left knee, lift the chest, and turn the torso to the left. And as you're ready, let's reach the left fingertips back. And gaze back beyond the left shoulder. Next exhalation, unwind. Stretch the left leg out a moment. Give the legs a little rub. And then we'll lean back and cross the legs or come to a comfortable kneeling position, and we'll just close the practice. Settle the hands on the lap or in the thighs. Take a deep breath in. Part the lips and sigh the exhale out. One more, breathing in. Full long exhale. We'll lift the hands, fold the palms. Anjali Mudra, a gesture of reverence. Acknowledging your practice. Thank you for sharing your practice, beautiful ones. Thank you for playing with Bhujapidasana. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.